Welcome, dear listener, to a journey woven with stars and whispers of forgotten myths. Tonight, we follow Athena, goddess of wisdom, as she gazes upon a sky alive with mysteries. The night above Athens is calm, yet the constellations move in ways unseen by mortal eyes. They shift like a secret script, drawn across the heavens with silver lines of light. Athena watches in silence, her heart stirring with a sense of ancient wonder and calling. For the stars have always been more than ornaments of night. They are keepers of hidden truths. Long ago, mortals spoke of a sanctuary blessed by the gods, a temple built beneath the heavens. They called it the Temple of Stars, where celestial voices whispered knowledge beyond measure. But time erased its path, and even stories turned to dust on the tongues of men. Now, in this still night, the stars themselves beckon, guiding the goddess towards the forgotten place. She senses destiny unfolding, a trail of light awaiting her steps, a mystery demanding to be found. And so begins our tale, a journey where wisdom meets wonder beneath the eternal sky. The night in Athens stretches quiet, painted with silver and shadow beneath the endless dome of stars. The streets sleep, and only the whisper of olive trees moves in the breath of the midnight air. From her place upon Olympus, Athena gazes downward, her eyes reflecting the constellations above. She is the goddess of wisdom, yet even wisdom is drawn to mysteries older than memory itself. Tonight, she feels something stir, a pulse within the sky, a message etched in light and silence. The constellations shimmer, but not in their usual form. They shift, as if reweaving their eternal patterns. Lines bend, stars gather, and a new shape emerges across the canvas of the night sky. It is not a form mortals would notice, but Athena's eyes cannot be deceived by illusion. The heavens speak, not in words, but in movements, like a secret language hidden for the wise. She narrows her gaze, tracing the new constellation, her mind alive with thought and anticipation. It resembles a path, a delicate thread of light leading from Earth toward a forgotten destination. Athena remembers old tales whispered by mortals, stories of a temple hidden beneath the heavens. The Temple of Stars, they called it, where knowledge of gods and skies was once revealed. Many dismissed it as myth, a dream carved from the longing of poets and wanderers. Yet tonight, the stars themselves draw its map, as if inviting the goddess to follow. Athena feels the call in her heart, a quiet beckoning that no god could ignore. It is not ambition that moves her, but curiosity and a desire for truth unspoken. For wisdom is not only found in counsel and reason, but in the secrets of the universe. The stars gleam brighter now, as though aware of her watchful eyes upon their shifting dance. They pulse together, forming shapes of birds, rivers, and towers that dissolve into luminous dust. Every change is a clue, every shimmer a fragment of guidance toward the hidden sanctuary. Athena rises, her form bathed in pale silver glow, her spirit carried by wonder and resolve. She knows this is not a message meant for mortals, nor even for the gods of war. It is a gift of the cosmos, waiting only for those who listen without desire for conquest. The night deepens, but her path grows clearer, each star a lantern set upon an unseen road. Her owl, faithful companion, circles above, wings cutting silent arcs across the radiant sky. Together, they share the vision, guardians of wisdom walking hand in hand with mystery. Athena whispers softly, though no one hears, a vow to follow where the heavens lead her. The city sleeps, but she prepares, for the journey will carry her far beyond mortal eyes. And thus begins her search, the first step guided by constellations glowing like sacred fire. Athena, daughter of wisdom, has answered the call of the stars, and destiny now unfolds. In the quiet halls of Athens, there are stories whispered as softly as the turning of the night sky. Among them lives a legend, one rarely spoken aloud, for it belongs more to dream than to memory. It tells of a temple that once stood where earth and stars touched, a sanctuary between mortal and divine. The Temple of Stars, they called it, a place woven with light, hidden from all but the worthy. Its walls, they said, shimmered like crystal, reflecting constellations that shifted with the seasons of the heavens. Priests, poets, and wanderers claimed that within its heart lived the wisdom of the cosmos itself. But the temple vanished, slipping from sight as if swallowed by time, leaving only fragments of rumor. Some said it crumbled into dust, carried away by winds and forgotten beneath layers of centuries. Others swore it was hidden by the gods, concealed until mortals learned humility before knowledge. A few believed it still stands, waiting to reveal itself when the stars draw open the veil. Athena listens, recalling these tales that once danced on the lips of children and philosophers alike. Though she is divine, even she feels the pull of curiosity, the ache to uncover what is lost. For knowledge is not bound by time, and mysteries remain treasures to those who seek without greed. She remembers a poet long ago, who sang of a night when stars fell into human hands. His song spoke of a path of light, a bridge where mortal steps could reach eternity. The melody haunts her now, echoing as the constellations shift to form their secret message above. Athena knows stories endure not because they are told, but because something within them still lives. Perhaps this temple, born of myth, waits quietly for eyes willing to see beyond ordinary sight. She wonders how many mortals have searched, following starlight into forests, valleys, and forgotten hills. None returned with proof, yet their journeys became tales, and the tales became shadows of truth. The legend endures, not as proof, but as promise, that wonder lies beyond the grasp of certainty. Athena feels the truth stirring, like embers glowing beneath ashes, waiting for her breath to rise. The night sky does not lie, and tonight its language is clear, guiding her with silver threads. She lifts her gaze higher, eyes tracing the shifting shapes that draw her toward the hidden place. Every star becomes a word, every constellation a verse, until the heavens themselves sing the old song. The Temple of Stars is no longer only a legend. It is a destination written across the sky. Athena smiles softly, for wisdom thrives not in answers, but in the courage to seek the unknown. The world below sleeps, unaware that an ancient story prepares to awaken beneath its very horizon. And so the legend breathes again, carried not by poets or mortals, but by the goddess of wisdom. Athena stands upon the marble heights of Olympus, her gaze fixed on the living script of the stars. The constellations speak with urgency, drawing shapes that stretch across the horizon like a path of light. She feels the weight of choice, for even a goddess must decide whether to heed or ignore destiny. Athena's heart leans forward, guided not by power or glory, but by curiosity older than memory itself. She knows the stars whisper of a place hidden beyond mortal reach, a temple veiled in silence. To uncover it, she must walk among mortals, clothed not in divine radiance, but in simple disguise. The goddess allows her form to shift, her armor fading into a cloak, her crown to a hood. She becomes a traveler, her presence softened, her divinity hidden behind the face of a seeker. The owl, her faithful companion, circles above before settling gently on her shoulder with watchful eyes. Together, they descend Olympus, leaving behind the immortal halls for the winding roads of mortal lands. The night air greets her, carrying scents of earth and stone, of rivers singing their timeless songs. Every step she takes feels tethered to the starlight, as though the ground itself hums with memory. The path is not marked by signs, but by whispers of light scattered across the heavens above. She follows them through fields where grasses bow beneath the moon and cicadas sing of endless summer. Mortals she passes do not recognize her, seeing only a stranger, a wanderer with calm and steady eyes. They sense a quiet wisdom in her, though none dare ask where her journey may lead her. Athena listens as she walks, not only to the night, but to the silence within her own mind. She recalls the words of the old guardian of myths. Wisdom is not a crown, but a lantern. Its light does not blind. It guides, it reveals, and it calls those who long to understand. The stars pulse brighter, drawing her beyond villages and olive groves into the edges of wilderness. Here the air grows colder, and the trees whisper with ancient voices carried in the rustle of leaves. The owl stirs, wings unfolding for a moment, sensing a shift as they near the forest's threshold. Athena pauses, watching how starlight falls through the branches, scattering patterns like runes across the soil. She kneels, pressing her hand to the earth, feeling vibrations echo like distant music through stone. The path is clear. The heavens and the earth are aligned, guiding her deeper into the unknown. Rising again, she whispers softly, a vow carried to the stars that she will not turn away. The temple may be hidden, but its song has reached her heart, and her steps will answer. Athena continues forward, the night unfolding like a scroll, each moment a verse in her journey. The goddess of wisdom walks as a mortal, yet every star above burns brighter with her resolve. The forest before Athena rises like a living wall, its branches twisting into arches of shadow and silver light. She steps forward, the air cooler now, filled with a murmur of leaves that seem to breathe in unison. The owl upon her shoulder tilts its head, golden eyes reflecting starlight like mirrors of the unseen. Every sound is sharper here, the crack of twigs, the flutter of wings, the distant song of unseen streams. Athena pauses, listening. For wisdom often speaks through silence more than through thunder or command. The forest hums, its voice subtle, carrying whispers that brush against her ears like forgotten prayers. It feels alive, not merely with roots and branches, but with memory, as if it has witnessed eternity. She walks deeper, guided not by paths, but by the rhythm of the stars threading through the canopy. Above her, the sky flickers between gaps of trees, constellations breaking and rejoining like a puzzle of light. The ground glows faintly, as if moonlight has seeped into the soil, painting the way with silver dust. Athena bends to touch the earth, her fingers tracing the veins of moss that seem to pulse faintly. Each step forward carries her deeper into a realm where mortal time feels stretched, blurred, and distant. The air holds the scent of pine and wildflowers, woven with something older, a fragrance of myth. Athena feels the weight of eyes upon her, though no creatures stir, only the forest itself watching. She whispers softly, a greeting to the unseen, honoring the life that breathes in this sacred place. The trees sway in response, their branches moving like arms raised in silent acknowledgement of her presence. A path opens gently, not carved by hands, but revealed as if the forest itself chooses her steps. Birds call overhead, their voices echoing in patterns that sound like fragments of forgotten hymns. She recognizes the harmony, a melody that threads through nature, guiding her as surely as the stars. The owl lifts from her shoulder, soaring ahead, wings catching the moonlight like sheets of white flame. It circles a clearing, its cries sharp and clear, drawing Athena's gaze to the heart of the forest. There the trees, part to reveal a circle of ancient stones, worn smooth by time, yet humming with power. Each stone glimmers faintly, inscribed with markings that mirror constellations above in silent alignment. Athena steps into the circle, and the air deepens, resonating as though the forest holds its breath. The night grows brighter here, stars pressing closer, their glow pouring into the clearing like liquid fire. She understands. This forest is no mere passage, but a threshold, a place between what is seen and hidden. It is the first guardian of the path, a realm where wisdom must walk humbly to pass through. Athena bows her head briefly, honoring the forest's will, then raises her eyes to the glowing stars. Her journey has only begun, but already the world unfolds like a living riddle waiting to be answered. With steady steps, she leaves the circle, guided onward by whispers of branches and the map of heaven. The forest deepens, and with every step, Athena feels the air grow heavier with unseen presence. Shadows stretch long across the ground, yet no sun or moon moves to cast them in place. The silence thickens until it hums, vibrating softly as if the earth itself waits to speak. Her owl glides ahead, then circles back, wings brushing the air in a warning of what lies near. Athena slows, her eyes calm, for the wisdom teaches that not all guardians appear in forms of strength. From the dim light emerges a figure, neither god nor mortal, cloaked in the shimmer of twilight. His face is weathered like stone, yet his eyes shine with starlight, deep and knowing without end. He carries no weapon, only a staff carved with constellations that glow faintly in the dark. Athena greets him with quiet respect, for she knows the forest holds more than mere trees. The figure speaks, his voice low, like the rustle of leaves stirred by an unseen wind. "You seek the Temple of Star," he says, though no question leaves his lips. Athena nods, her gaze steady, unafraid of riddles or the weight of cosmic truths. He smiles faintly, neither warm nor cold, as though testing the depth of her resolve. The temple is not for those who hunger for power, nor for those who fear silence. His words ripple through the clearing, each syllable landing like drops of water upon ancient stone. It reveals itself only to seekers who walk not for conquest, but for understanding. Athena answers gently, her voice clear. "I seek not dominion, but the wisdom the stars hold." The guardian tilts his head, the constellations on his staff glowing brighter at her reply. "Then you must listen," he says, "for wisdom is not spoken. It is heard in silence." The air thickens, and the forest seems to lean closer, branches bending as if eavesdropping. Athena closes her eyes, opening her senses, listening to the hum that weaves through the night. She hears not words, but rhythm, the heartbeat of the earth, the song of the stars above. The guardian watches, silent, testing her patience, for wisdom grows in stillness, not haste. Moments stretch, and then Athena speaks softly. The path is not mine to claim, but to follow. The guardian's smile deepens, his eyes glowing brighter, reflecting constellations shifting in silent approval. "You have answered as the stars wished," he whispers, lowering his staff toward the earth. From its tip, light flows outward, tracing lines across the soil like rivers of silver fire. The lines twist into shapes, forming a star map that glows with a path leading deeper still. Athena steps closer, gazing down, recognizing constellations mirrored both above and beneath her feet. The guardian fades like mist, his form dissolving into starlight, leaving only the map behind. The forest breathes again, its tension released, its song now guiding rather than testing her spirit. Athena bows her head in respect, then steps onto the glowing trail carved by the guardian's gift. With every step, the forest opens, and the stars above shine brighter, approving her passage. The test is passed, but the true journey lies ahead, waiting in the heart of the unknown. The glowing path winds deeper into the forest, its silver lines pulsing like veins of living light. Athena follows steadily, her steps sure, her eyes tracing the constellations mirrored beneath her feet. The night sky above grows brighter with every step, stars flickering as though guiding her forward. Her owl perches on a low branch, wings folded, watching as if guarding her from unseen eyes. The forest no longer feels heavy, but alive, breathing in rhythm with the light beneath the soil. Each step hums with resonance, a song that whispers of stories older than the mountains themselves. She senses this is no ordinary road, but a bridge between the heavens and the mortal realm. The silver lines expand, curling outward, forming symbols too ancient for mortal tongues to read. Yet Athena understands, for wisdom is not always learned, but remembered, etched in the soul. The path ends at a clearing where the sky spills open, vast, endless, and ablaze with stars. At its center rises an arch of stone, carved with shifting constellations that glow and move. The arch pulses faintly, as though alive, waiting for the touch of one who dares to enter. Athena steps forward, but the air trembles, and a voice rises, deep and resonant like thunder. It does not come from a figure, but from the stars themselves, speaking as one eternal chorus. Seeker of wisdom, why do you walk beneath our gaze? What truth do you desire to claim? Athena lifts her head, her voice steady. I seek not power, nor conquest, but clarity of knowledge. The stars brighten, constellations shifting, forming patterns like eyes watching her from infinity. Knowledge is a gift, the voice intones, but a gift that weighs heavy upon the bearer's soul. Athena answers calmly. Wisdom is not a burden, but a light. It's a guide for gods and mortals alike. Silence follows, vast and deep, as though the heavens themselves pause to weigh her words. Then the arch of stone shimmers, its carvings glowing brighter, constellations aligning in approval. The voice speaks again. Then enter, child of wisdom, but leave behind pride and certainty. Athena steps closer, laying her hand upon the arch, feeling it warm like sunlight on stone. Her owl cries softly, wings fluttering, as if sensing the threshold between known and unknown. The arch opens, not as a door, but as a veil dissolving, revealing a corridor of starlight. It stretches endlessly, a road woven from galaxies, constellations swirling like rivers of fire. Athena breathes deeply, stepping forward, the world around her dissolving into shimmering infinity. Every star hums with energy, whispers of forgotten truths echoing like echoes through eternity. Her form glows faintly, merging with the light, her essence walking a bridge between realms. Yet even in this vastness, she feels calm, for wisdom anchors her more than the stars themselves. She walks onward, knowing the temple of stars lies beyond, waiting with secrets untold. The corridor narrows, the light bending, shaping a destination unseen, but drawing her closer. Athena's journey deepens, her spirit steady, as the heavens prepare to reveal their greatest gift. Athena steps deeper into the corridor of stars, her form shimmering as if woven from threads of light itself. The silence here is vast, filled not with emptiness, but with the weight of infinite voices unspoken. Her footsteps echo softly, though there is no ground, only the glow of galaxies beneath her. Every star pulses faintly, like a heartbeat, as if the cosmos itself is alive and aware of her. The owl glides ahead, wings stretched wide, becoming one with the currents of celestial wind. Athena lifts her gaze and sees constellations shift, bending their shapes to form a living map. They spiral into patterns of wisdom, stories written not in ink, but in the fire of creation. She watches as myths unfold above her. Heroes, gods, and mortals dancing across eternity. Each figure shines, yet dissolves again, as if reminding her that stories live only through memory. The corridor stretches endlessly, yet she feels drawn toward a center, a heart of light. Ahead, the stars converge, spiraling into a great dome, vast and radiant with silver fire. It is not built of stone or earth, but of constellations woven into a sacred design. Athena recognizes it at once, though she has never seen it. The Temple of Stars. Its pillars are beams of starlight, rising high into infinity, carved from pure radiance. Its walls ripple like silk, shifting with constellations, forever alive, never fixed in form. She pauses before its threshold, sensing its power, greater than even Olympus could hold. The voice of the stars returns, softer now, yet filling every corner of her being. Here lies what you seek, but wisdom is never given freely. What will you offer in return? Athena bows her head, her heart calm, her words chosen with care and humility. I offer not treasures nor thrones, but devotion to truth and service to those who seek light. The temple shimmers, its radiance trembling, as though the stars themselves weigh her answer. Then a path of light opens, leading into the temple's heart, welcoming her to step inside. Her owl follows, silent and reverent, wings folded close, sensing the sacredness of this place. Inside, the air glows soft and golden, filled with whispers of ages, songs older than time. The pillars hum with resonance, each note a fragment of wisdom, a piece of the eternal song. Athena walks slowly, every step an act of reverence, her gaze lifted to the radiant dome. Above, the constellations swirl, not fixed, but alive, forming questions and answers in endless dance. She realizes then, the temple does not hold wisdom as treasure, but as flowing river. To drink from it is to join the current, to let go of pride and accept eternal learning. Athena kneels, her hand upon the glowing floor, her heart open to receive without demand. Light descends, wrapping her in warmth, not blinding but gentle, like dawn breaking within her soul. She feels not knowledge given, but a door unlocked, revealing truths she always carried inside. The Temple of Stars hums in approval, its radiance steady, acknowledging her devotion and humility. Athena rises, her eyes shining brighter, her spirit aligned with the rhythm of the cosmos. Her journey is not over, but she has crossed the threshold, welcomed into the heart of wisdom. Athena steps deeper into the corridor of stars, her form shimmering as if woven from threads of light itself. The silence here is vast, filled not with emptiness, but with the weight of infinite voices unspoken. Her footsteps echo softly, though there is no ground, only the glow of galaxies beneath her. Every star pulses faintly, like a heartbeat, as if the cosmos itself is alive and aware of her. The owl glides ahead, wings stretched wide, becoming one with the currents of celestial wind. Athena lifts her gaze and sees constellations shift, bending their shapes to form a living map. They spiral into patterns of wisdom, stories written not in ink, but in the fire of creation. She watches as myths unfold above her, heroes, gods, and mortals dancing across eternity. Each figure shines, yet dissolves again, as if reminding her that stories live only through memory. The corridor stretches endlessly, yet she feels drawn toward a center, a heart of light. Ahead, the stars converge, spiraling into a great dome, vast and radiant with silver fire. It is not built of stone or earth, but of constellations woven into a sacred design. Athena recognizes it at once, though she has never seen it. The Temple of Stars. Its pillars are beams of starlight, rising high into infinity, carved from pure radiance. Its walls ripple like silk, shifting with constellations, forever alive, never fixed in form. She pauses before its threshold, sensing its power, greater than even Olympus could hold. The voice of the stars returns, softer now, yet filling every corner of her being. Here lies what you seek, but wisdom is never given freely. What will you offer in return? Athena bows her head, her heart calm, her words chosen with care and humility. I offer not treasures nor thrones, but devotion to truth and service to those who seek light. The temple shimmers, its radiance trembling, as though the stars themselves weigh her answer. Then a path of light opens, leading into the temple's heart, welcoming her to step inside. Her owl follows, silent and reverent, wings folded close, sensing the sacredness of this place. Inside, the air glows soft and golden, filled with whispers of ages, songs older than time. The pillars hum with resonance, each note a fragment of wisdom, a piece of the eternal song. Athena walks slowly, every step an act of reverence, her gaze lifted to the radiant dome. Above, the constellations swirl, not fixed, but alive, forming questions and answers in endless dance. She realizes then, the temple does not hold wisdom as treasure, but as flowing river. To drink from it is to join the current, to let go of pride and accept eternal learning. Athena kneels, her hand upon the glowing floor, her heart open to receive without demand. Light descends, wrapping her in warmth, not blinding but gentle, like dawn breaking within her soul. She feels not knowledge given, but a door unlocked, revealing truths she always carried inside. The Temple of Stars hums in approval, its radiance steady, acknowledging her devotion and humility. Athena rises, her eyes shining brighter, her spirit aligned with the rhythm of the cosmos. Her journey is not over, but she has crossed the threshold, welcomed into the heart of wisdom. Athena steps further into the Temple of Stars, her eyes lifted to the dome alive with constellations. Each star shifts gently, forming symbols that glow like questions written upon the fabric of night. The air hums with layered voices, not loud but resonant, weaving into a chorus of eternity. Her owl circles above, its wings scattering trails of silver dust that fade into the endless glow. Athena pauses, sensing that this chamber is not meant for sight alone, but for listening deeper. She kneels, pressing her hand to the luminous floor, feeling vibrations rise into her very soul. The temple speaks not in words, but in patterns, a language older than any mortal tongue. She closes her eyes, surrendering thought, and lets the current of starlight flow within her. Visions bloom, oceans born from silence, mountains rising like hymns, time spiraling into infinity. She sees the gods, not as rulers, but as caretakers of fleeting sparks within mortal hearts. She sees mortals, not as fragile, but as weavers of stories that outlast even divine thrones. The visions fade, and Athena breathes deeply, humbled by the vastness of what was revealed. The temple's light dims for a moment, then flares again, brighter, as though approving her insight. From the dome, a figure takes shape, not solid, but woven from constellations and radiant fire. Its form is shifting, neither man nor woman, neither mortal nor god, but essence of stars. The figure speaks, its voice calm and vast, carrying both question and answer within every tone. Child of wisdom, you have listened, but wisdom is not only hearing, it is bearing what you know. Athena rises slowly, her voice steady. Then let me bear it, for truth is not mine alone to keep. The figure's starlit eyes gleam, constellations swirling like galaxies reflected in silent depths. Wisdom shared becomes a river, it says, but wisdom hoarded becomes a chain that binds. Athena bows her head, understanding that knowledge is meant to guide, not to weigh with pride. The owl lands softly beside her, its golden eyes glowing, mirroring the constellations above. The figure lifts a hand, scattering light that falls like snow, each spark a fragment of truth. The sparks settle upon Athena's brow, her heart, her hands, filling her with gentle radiance. She feels the weight of stars within her, not heavy but vast, a responsibility carried with grace. The figure dissolves back into the dome, its voice lingering like an echo across eternity. Walk forth, bearer of wisdom. Share it with courage, and the temple will remain within you. Athena breathes deeply, her spirit steady, her resolve brighter than the fire of the constellations. The temple falls into silence once more, its song waiting, its light pulsing softly in rhythm. Athena turns, her owl spreading its wings, ready to guide her toward the final part of the path. The temple of stars glows behind her, eternal and vast, yet now a part of her very soul. She walks forward, not away, but onward, carrying the light of wisdom into the unfolding night. The night was calm, yet the temple shimmered like a crown of stars upon the hill. Selene's steps echoed softly as she entered, guided by the silver glow above. Athena's voice lingered in the chamber, gentle and wise, like the whisper of ancient wind. You have walked far, she said, but the path of the mind has no end, only new horizons. Selene bowed, her heart steady, filled with wonder and gratitude at the goddess's words. The constellations carved on the walls glowed brighter, shifting into new patterns of meaning. She saw maps of the seas, symbols of wisdom, and visions of cities yet to be built. Athena's owl flew overhead, circling once, then landing near the sacred altar of light. The goddess lifted her hand, and the air shimmered with threads of unseen possibility. Knowledge, she said, is the truest gift, and courage is the key to unlock its doors. Selene closed her eyes, letting the words sink deep, like roots drawing from living earth. She saw herself teaching others, guiding with patience, and lighting paths for those in need. The stars above seemed to pulse in rhythm, as though they too blessed her journey forward. A sense of peace filled the hall, but also a quiet promise of challenges yet unseen. Athena's gaze softened, a rare warmth in her divine presence, calm as moonlit waters. You are ready, she spoke, her voice resonant like temple bells under the night sky. Selene breathed deeply, her spirit aligned with the wisdom that had been entrusted to her. The Temple of Stars seemed alive, walls glowing like dawn, radiating harmony and truth. She stepped closer to the altar, placing her hand on the stone where light gathered most. The touch was cool, yet vibrant, as though the universe itself acknowledged her devotion. Athena's form began to fade, her presence retreating, yet her essence lingered in the air. Carry this light, the goddess said, and let it guide you where shadows seek to dwell. Selene's eyes opened to the vast night, filled with constellations that no longer felt distant. The temple doors parted silently, revealing a horizon washed in the glow of coming dawn. She walked forward, no longer only a seeker, but a bearer of wisdom for the world. Each step carried the echo of stars. Each breath carried the calm gift of divine guidance. She felt the strength of Athena within her, a quiet companion who would never leave. The night turned pale, the sky softened, and the first bird sang a gentle song of hope. The temple of stars stood behind her, eternal, waiting for those who would seek truth. Selene smiled, ready to walk her path, for wisdom had been sown, and light would grow. Her story was no longer hers alone, but part of the endless song sung beneath the stars. The dawn stretched across the horizon, painting the sky in soft hues of gold and rose. Selene paused upon the hill, the temple of stars glowing faintly behind her. The silence of the early morning felt sacred, like the earth itself had taken a breath. Her journey within the temple had ended, but her path in the world had only begun. She carried not treasures of gold, but treasures of wisdom, radiant and unshakable. Athena's words echoed within her, steady as a heartbeat, gentle as falling rain. Knowledge is the truest gift, the goddess had said, and Selene felt its truth. She thought of the people in distant villages who lived under the same starry sky. She thought of seekers, dreamers, and wanderers who yearned for guidance and light. Her purpose was no longer hidden. It shone as clearly as dawn's first bright flame. The road ahead would not be simple, but each step would be filled with meaning. Selene smiled as she descended, her eyes lifted to the heavens above. The constellations seemed to follow her, companions in her quiet march forward. The owl's shadow swept overhead once more, a silent blessing from the goddess. She felt no fear, only peace, for she was never alone beneath the eternal sky. Each village she would reach, each person she would meet, would shape the song of her life. She would share the wisdom of the stars, planting seeds that would bloom in this time. Children would learn to look upward and find courage in constellations. Elders would recall ancient stories and weave them with new hope. Travelers would carry her words across lands and seas like sparks of fire. Selene's heart grew lighter as she imagined these unseen futures unfolding. The temple behind her would stand forever, a beacon for new seekers. But the true temple was now within her, glowing quietly in her soul. She walked with grace, her steps aligned with the rhythm of the universe. The earth beneath her feet seemed alive, welcoming her purpose with every stride. The breeze brushed her hair gently, as if carrying Athena's voice one last time. "You are ready," the goddess had said, and Selene carried those words like armor. The sun rose higher, washing the world in brilliance, a promise of endless beginnings. Selene's eyes glimmered, reflecting both the dawn and the constellations still visible. For wisdom was not an ending, but a light to guide, a story that never ceased. She reached the crossroads and turned toward the valley where life awaited. Her journey had changed her, but now her journey would change others too. The temple of stars faded from view, yet it remained etched forever in her heart. And as she walked on, her spirit sang with the quiet strength of Athena's blessing. Her story was a thread in the vast tapestry of time, shining like a star in the weave. Beneath the eternal sky, Selene stepped into the world, carrying light into its shadow.